Look at those views behind me. We are in Sedona, Arizona. Well, we're just outside of Sedona, Arizona. We're here for the Revere Overland 2020 Summer Series. We're going to start down here. We're heading north up to about the Canadian border. That's the plan. The Red Rock country really is beautiful, and with hundreds of miles of hiking, biking, and off-road trails, it attracts a lot of visitors. Driving through Sedona is slow going, and it was early evening by the time we got out and started looking for somewhere to spend the night. There are thousands of places to camp, but all the best spots seemed occupied. So we finally found ourselves a place to camp just west of Sedona in Lincoln Canyon in Coconino National Forest, and there are some great views out here. This is just a beautiful little spot, and it was actually a struggle to find this place because it was pretty much every little camp spot along the road going out into the canyon here out to the National Forest was taken, but we came down a little side road, and right at the end we found a little clearing. And it's actually really private up here. There's no one else even close. It was a little difficult getting set up. Had to be a little creative. You see, getting level was difficult. But great little spot. I'm very happy with it. We will. I'll make sure I mark that on Gaia so I can upload that for Patreon subscribers, so you can find it yourself. We're taking a short hike up to a place called Roost, which apparently is pretty cool. My parents are they're tracking me using the Spot satellite messenger.
Excuse me.
What?
Oh, you're filming?
Yeah.
I thought you were talking to me.
No.
Oh. You're gonna tell the world these interesting facts, but not your wife.
Yeah. You know the deal. You know what happened.
No, I don't know anything about this.
I'm not telling you anything about it. I'm telling you how we found out about it. You know my parents messaged me. Should I start again?
I think you should include that though.
So while we're out here, I have my Spot satellite messenger tracking us, and I did a little share page that I share with my parents. So they're back home in England following along, seeing where we're going. And one of the things they love to do is just kind of see some of the attractions that are around. And they messaged me last night. They said, "You're really close to this cool looking trail called Robber's Roost, or up to a cave called Robber's Roost. You should go check it out." So we drove over some OHV trails to get here, took a little shortcut, which probably ended up taking a little longer just because it was a rough road. And we're out on a little hike. It's about half mile or 3 miles if you don't have four-wheel drive. But we're doing like the lazy man's hiking here, where we drove most of the distance. So let's go check it out. How's that hike look?
Oh. Dangerous.
This is it. This is Robbers Roost. It's the idea behind the name is that this is where robbers would come to hide out to escape the law. And you can see why. It's a great natural shelter cut into the side of this rock. It's difficult to get to. That was a pretty sketchy trail coming around the edge. And then, of course, you've got the great views out here behind me. We can see for miles. Oh, and the little natural window over there. After about 24 hours, mostly off pavement, we aired up and went back through Sedona, along the scenic Oak Creek Canyon, north to Flagstaff. We are at Cinder Hills, just outside of Flagstaff, and this place is cool. You can drive like everywhere you see behind me. This is Cinder Lake, I think it's called. It's very flat, and you got the hills behind me, like the big mountains, and I did just see someone go up there. Well, at least I saw the dust trail. I don't think I'm going to be able to make it in the Forerunner, but we're going to go around and explore, and I think driving might be a little tough. We've definitely got to air down. If you take a look at this stuff, I mean, this is just, it's like beads. So I'm guessing you probably need to air way down, because it's going to be like sand, or maybe even worse. So air down, and then let's go explore. This stuff is awesome to drive on. It is fantastic driving around here. It's really cool being on this old volcano, this old volcanic area, and it offers kind of a different type of driving. It's a different type of challenge that I've not had before. Sometimes it's really grippy, which I was not expecting because it's kind of like beads. But I feel so as long as you go in a straight line, it's really grippy. But as soon as you try and turn or go up a slope diagonally, you lose everything. You just go sideways, you kind of crab and sink in, and you just lose it. But we're gonna air up now. We were driving around at we're just under 15 psi, which probably helps a lot. We're gonna air up, and then we're gonna go on to the highway and head north to Page to Lone Rock Campground, which has a bunch of sand dunes that you can drive around on, and whole different type of driving up there. Whole new challenge. Should be a lot of fun. From Cinder Hills, we drove 2 hours north through the ever-changing landscape, one of my favorite things about this part of the US, towards Page. When we got to Page, we found a problem. It's closed. It's really disappointing. because I was really looking forward to spending some time on the lake shore and then the sand dunes. So I guess now we have to find somewhere else to camp, because that was the plan for the night. So we're going to head out and try and find some BLM land somewhere and set up. Hopefully we can find somewhere nice on Overlander. We ended up finding a spot less than half a mile down the road, right on the Utah and Arizona border. So last night we came in the dark, we managed to find that little spot that you see behind me, and actually ended up being a really good spot because it's very sheltered. You've got the cliffs up there behind us, and we're actually down in kind of like a little creek bed, and when the wind picked up last night, which it did, it got pretty windy, we were pretty well sheltered. You know, we could hear it, but it only ruffled the tent a little bit. The plan for today is going to be kind of a restock and reorganize day. We've been on the road now, I think this is the 5th day, and obviously I've only shown you the first, technically this is only the second night of video, but we had to get here to Arizona. It took us a couple of days to get out here, so the back of the vehicle's a little messy. Stuff needs reorganized and put it back in its place, and we need to get some more food and especially water. We're very low on water, so we're going to head into Page, do that. Probably check out some of the stuff on Page as well, so I'll show you what we get up to today. A short drive from Page is Horseshoe Bend. Described as a social media darling, Horseshoe Bend went from 4,000 visitors annually to well over 2 million, and this growth is attributed to Instagram. Thankfully, unlike Sedona, there were very few people there on our visit, and that's a trend that continued throughout our trip. So we got all stocked up in Page, got all the food we need for the next few days where we're going to be away from civilization. I was able to fill up the water tank as well down here. Got some free water in Page, so I was able to take a shower as well. So nice and clean, ready for a few days on the road. Starting off here, I think it's Wind Grand Staircase. I'm going to head south down towards the Grand Canyon, and got some rough roads ahead, some very sandy roads, so just aired down and ready to hit the trails. Well, here we are at White Pocket. I'll just pan the camera around so you get an idea of what's going on around me. You just got some incredible rocks, brightly colored and wavy rocks, weird scaly patterns, I'm assuming it's from the mud that used to be here. And it's a lot of fun driving to get out here. This is all BLM land, and you've got very, very soft sandy roads. So if you come out this way, you definitely need to have four-wheel drive and make sure you've aired down your tires. So we're gonna camp around here somewhere. I'm gonna head out and try and find somewhere nice and sheltered to camp, probably behind me in that kind of direction. In the meantime, I'm gonna put the drone up and let you see around. Alright, so we found the perfect little spot. It's just up the road from White Pocket. That's over there, over my shoulder. And I'll show you that little sandy road up there. You come down there, there's a sign at the top that says dead end, very soft sands. I don't think many people are going to come back here, if anyone. So we should have this place all to ourselves. And it's basically this large rocky area, very flat rocky area. So when we're camping here, we don't have to worry about having sand in our feet. So we're gonna cook dinner, call it a night.
Well, I wanna lie on the sofa with you, wearing sweatpants and drinking red wine.
This is a beautiful spot, and I think having that there is going to help keep us sheltered from the wind and should block the sun in the morning, which is going to be nice, so maybe we can sleep in a little bit. This is a great spot. I'll post this to Patreon, so all my Patreon subscribers can get the exact location here.
Let's just